How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Bengals Chiefs Part 2. Expecting this game to be just as good, if not better, than the last one that saw the Bengals come out 34-31 early in the season. A game that I think holds a lot of weight in how this game's played. And specifically, how did the Kansas City Chiefs adjust? Because I think you look back at that game, and you have to give all sorts of credit to Coach Lou Anarumo on that Bengals defense. And you've seen it again against the Titans last week. He has stepped up his game planning as of late on slowing opposing teams down. What the Bengals defense did really well against Kansas City the first time around, they held Tyreek Hill in check. They held Travis Kelce in check. Hill 40 receiving yards, Kelce 25. You forced Patrick Mahomes to beat you with other players. And it worked really well for the Bengals in that game. They moved the football down the field rather well in that first half. Second half, Kansas City got 3 points. So sure, Bengals going to be the underdogs, understandably so. But Kansas City's got to figure something out against the Bengals. You go an entire half, 3 points, Bengals defense. Meanwhile, you watch Jamar Chase and the Bengals run all over you on the defensive side of the ball. Kansas City's got to find a way to slow down Jamar Chase. The guy went over 200. He had an outstanding game against the Kansas City Chiefs in that football game. The big question is, how's that defense adjust? They just gave up, again, it's Josh Allen, another really good quarterback in this league. He just tore apart that Kansas City defense as well. It just so happens you ain't allowed leaving 13 seconds on the clock. Bengals played it really well. They knew better early in the year. Buffalo apparently did not understand a proper way to play prevent defense. Nonetheless, that doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. If you're the Bengals, you don't leave time on the clock for Patrick Mahomes. And ultimately, I do think this is a game that the winning team is the team that wins the 2-minute battles. Who comes out with the points at the end of the first half? Who comes out with the points at the end of the second half? Because it is just that kind of matchup. It is two of the best in the game right now at moving his football team down the field in those high pressure, tight situations, end of the game, not a lot of time left on the clock. They are the cream of the crop in that situation. You best believe either one of these guys get that football up with 30 seconds plus on the clock, needing to bring his team down the field. There's a very good chance it's going to happen, especially if they only need 3 points. It really is one of those games where it feels like the game's going to be decided on a time expiring field goal, and it needs to be if either one of these teams want to secure the win. I look at this game though, and it's obviously different. It's easy to look back and say, well, look what the Bengals did in the first game. That was in Cincinnati. This one's in Arrowhead. It's a very tough place to play. Tougher place to play than Tennessee, and we did see it last week with the Bengals, where Bengals have been really good on the road this year. But there was some communication issues with the Bengals and how loud it was in Tennessee last week. I don't know if it's did they mention it, if it's a headset or whatever it was, but that first half of that game, the Bengals are struggling to get to the line of scrimmage with more than 10, 12 seconds on the clock. And as we know, same story for Mahomes as Burrow. You want these guys at the line ready to snap that ball 20, 25 seconds left so they can sit there, change the play, pick apart this defense, and get everything set up the way you want. You go out there with 9, 8 seconds left, you ain't got that kind of time. You lose that luxury when there ain't as much time on the clock. And again, it was some communication issues. You could see it, the way he was running to the sideline a couple times during that game trying to get the play called in. We'll see if there's that kind of impact again this week. There's got to be clear communication. You can't afford to not have that on the road in Kansas City. Still, if you're the Chiefs, I'm interested. I'm interested in see how they answer that first game. I expect it to be a really good game. I still expect them to be the favorite to win this football game. But how do you adjust to that? Because I seen in that game a somewhat flustered Mahomes. They didn't get pressure on the quarterback. He got sacked 0 times that game. But there was a couple different passes in this game the Bengals dropped picks on. Easy picks. In and out of the hands. Game-changing picks. They have to make those plays this game. No question about it. You can't afford to drop them again. Patrick Mahomes and his team will tear you apart. Bengals got to be able to convert in the red zone. Something they've struggled with the last 2 weeks as well. A lot has to be done. I tell you what, though. Bengals can protect Joe Burrow, which they did an exceptional job of against Kansas City the first time. He was sacked about 4 times. It's not good. But if you watched the Tennessee game last week, that was actually what was the definition of not good. That was scary. If they can keep Joe Burrow upright in this game and give him time to pick apart that Kansas City team like they did last time, I think the Bengals had a very good chance of winning this football game. This is a team that plays phenomenal as the underdogs. They play phenomenal in the big games. This is a team that has a different level of confidence that we've seen out of Bengals teams in previous years. I think the momentum is all in their favor right now against Kansas City. Sure, Kansas City can adjust. They may well go out there and beat the Bengals by 20, but I need them to prove that they're going to make those adjustments. Because if they play like they did in that second half of that Bengals football game against Chiefs-Bengals game, Bengals going to walk away with it easily. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to be a close game. I think we have seen... I think we call it a coin flip. I really do think this is a game that's a coin flip. You know, who wins the toss and gets the ball first in the second half? Who gets the ball last to end this game? The clock management. Bengals won round 1. Do they win round 2? I think it's another close one. I think it's another thriller. I'm riding the man that wins the big games, though, Joe Burrow. 34-37 Bengals. Love you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.